Brahman Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of the mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire universe. We salute him again and again. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Bhagavat. It is the fifth book of the entire Bhagavat, and we are on the chapter 13th chapter, starting from the 13th chapter. And here, the story, earlier days it happened that Bharata was the great king of India, in whose name Bharata Varsha, India. That Bharata, actually great king in the lineage of Sri Krishna, and he was so pious and so dedicated. Ultimately, at one point, he ruled the country with great power, great energy, and like an ideal king, looking after the welfare of the subjects and ruling the country, protecting everyone like a father protects the child, like all these things. And then there's the Indian spiritual great tradition that after some time they feel, is this all? What is this kingdom? What is this meaning of? The king also, they take the path of renunciation. That's a great tradition of India that from the very beginning, renunciation and service, Swami Vivekananda says, is the great national ideal of India. From the time immemorial, that is the idea. So the king now thought, I'll give up everything. So give up everything and renounced. And then a king gave up all kingly joys and pleasures. And what he did, he became a mendicant, went to the austere life, the hermitage life, living in the deep forest, living on the fruits and roots, and living, who will take care of the king? He has nobody to look after, nothing but he is steeped in meditation. And he has attained to a great development, spiritual development. But what it happens is a warning for all of us. And there came a deer. The mother deer would give birth the child and died. And the baby deer was helpless. A holy man, sadhu. He has given up the kingdom. He has given up his wife, family, money, wealth, prosperity, pleasure, joy. And now, compassion. We say compassion is a good quality, but compassion can be dangerous. It's a very risky thing to understand. Spiritual life has so much to think about. What we think, of course, for a brute, for a selfish person, doing something for thinking of others' good is necessary. That's the quality of a good man. But that can be a source of bondage again. So the deer, baby deer, just innocent baby. So he tried to take care of that baby because the predators may come and eat at any time. So he's protective. And now feeding some grass and this and that and that. His time of meditation is shared with the taking care of the deer. And deer. Say sweet. And it went on. And he is meditating. His meditation time gets every time getting reduced. And in the time of meditation, he was very good meditator, but in the time of meditation, nothing. Oh, what the deer is doing? Yeah, the deer is around. I didn't see this. It's not. And then go and search for her and again take care. Okay, she's okay. They'll come back. So mind is getting distracted. And ultimately, when he was left the body, Bharata, and thought of God didn't come, but thought of the deer came. Though God is in the deer, but we always see not God plus the object. We see the object minus God. So that happened. And then when the deer dying time was thinking what will happen to the deer and this and that. And last thought came deer. And he passed away. That's why it is said, Antakalecha Mameva Anusmaran. Then at the point of death, if one thinks of me, Lord Sri Krishna says, that person who thinks of me will have no rebirth. But whatever we think, will have to be born in the same way. That's very careful what you think. And that is only whole life spiritual practice is done for what? Only to last thoughts to be godly thought. How it will happen? That's why do japa. Remember God. Huh? Let it flow in your mind day and night. Then other thoughts will be overcome by this thought of God. And your meditation, linking mantra with your meditation, mantra, meditation connecting together. No? All these will then bear fruits. That's why, otherwise, why to practice spiritual discipline whole life? Well, last time when I die, I shall try. Well, no, that time your thought of God will not come. All this rubbish will come. Because it's the impact of our past thinking and the mind is impulses. How many impulses are there in the mind in the samskaras? And last point, what thought will come, you do not know. And then you have to be bored in that thought because then that is your last thought. So you have to fulfill your all. It is only one wish. This present life is one wish. How many lifetimes we are spending like this? One wish, another wish, another wish, another wish. No? Therefore, so Bharat Khan ultimately was born as a deer, and the deer body one life went on like that. But then after that, then he became again back to his own consciousness. He was born as a almost knower of the truth. And then that time he was born as a dumb person, not talking too much, don't understand anything as it were. And people misunderstood his spirituality. And it happened that it's like, as Ramakrishna said, the knowers of truth behave differently and outwardly you cannot judge them. So he was misunderstood. And then he was the king of the country. He was going in a palanquin. And then palanquin bearers became tired. They wanted some other guy to find another guy. He saw that this wonderful, heavy, good structured man is sitting over here, forced him, hey, come and start carrying the palanquin in the shoulder. So he didn't complain, he went with them. And then when he was moving, his steps were not regular. And the king was inside and he is not comfortable in a palanquin. And if you are taken like this all the time. So, and I got upset. He started scolding him. Why you don't put your steps properly? But he was avoiding his steps so that it does not kill anybody, any ant or any little something which has a life to destroy any life. Anyhow, and he scolded, and then he bare, and ultimately he could understand, and then there is a conversation, and he came to know, oh my God, this is a great knower of truth. the Brahmajnani. So then King Rahuguna apologized, and the conversation was going on with this. And this is the advice of Bharata given to the Rahuguna when he understood his glory. What is this life? What is there in the world? What is there in this all this fun and enjoyment? These are all futile, futile. We thought the bhakti will be there, no? We'll be singing and dancing and eating rasagulla. But it does not give that opportunity. And it talks about the forest of samsara. This world it is a forest. And you have entered into this jungle, and there's tentacle. This is all fearful description is given about samsara through which we are going through. So today we'll read that chapter 13, where the Bharata is giving advice to King Rahuguna. The Brahman, the Bharata said, 13th chapter, verse 1. The jivas pushed into the path of samsara by the Lord's maya, durattaya annajaya niveshito, rajastama sattavir vibhakta karmadrik. Their karma, the individual jivas, they are pushed into the path of this world. We are all pushed by our karma into this world. By why? There is a formula made by the Lord. You enter into the Maya and you work this way, this will be your end result. Consider their duty consists in following the various ways of work dictated by the three gunas and being entered into it. Who is directing us? Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna. The three gunas are directing us every day. We are a Tamaguna person, you see, his lifestyle is different, his talk is different, his behavior is different, his attitude is different. The Sattvika person, he is thinking about God, singing glories of God, repeating the mantra, loving person, caring for others, compassionate for everyone. There's Sattvika qualities. Rajas quality, ego, arrogance, pride, this, that, dominate. We are all dominated by this. In entering into this, when you are outside, that's okay. As soon as you enter, you have to follow the rules of the country, So there is a space in between the planets. There is no attraction for anything. If you stay there, you will be staying. But once you fall into the trap of Earth's pull, you enter into the zone, gravitation and you will be dictated by the rules of the gravitation and other things which this world is created. So when one enters into this samsara, how? By their own karma, samskaras, by their own repeated actions and the tendencies generated out of that propels, that forces. That way, entered into the various forms of activities according to Sattvico nature, Sattvico karma, Sattvico behavior, Sattvico way of living, Rajasa, Tamasa. And entering into it, we are doing various forms of activities for what? In the hope of getting happiness. One point, what we are searching for? It is called all joy. The thief steals, hoping he will be happy. The burglar goes and loots things, thinking he will be happy. A killer goes and kills somebody, thinking I will kill and I will be happy. Any people running for money, wealth, people running for God, that's also happiness. So all are searching, from lowest person to the highest one. All are searching for happiness. So entering into this world, we are forced by our own samskaras, and it propels us, forces us to go to activities in search of happiness. Just like a merchant who out of greed for wealth sometimes enter into forests So the jiva individual enters into this forest of samsara in the quest of happiness, but he obtains none. Huh? In the name of happiness, they guilt all bitterness. No? Swami Vivekananda said, "You fool, you want to find happiness here in this world of duality, where your very entrance into the world is a cry. A baby is born. Eh? Cry is the sign of the baby. No? If the baby does not cry, you'll make everyone will make him cry or her cry. So, and where your entry is with cry, you think that you will be happy in this. Swami Vivekananda, that poem, no? Setha Suk Ichhamatiman. As you enter into this, that is this world you enter, it has its own formula. You will have to be in the rule of the world. And that is the suffering is the cause. And though you think that you will be trying for happiness, how many people are trying to be happy for so many ways? People are going for everything, they're going for happiness. For meditation, they're going for happiness. Vipassana, that is for happiness. But stealing happiness, killing happiness, going for fun, dancing, singing, that's for happiness. Who is happy? So this is samsara. O king, King Rahu, you are the king now. O king, Bharata is saying, O king, in this forest a band of 6 brigands. There are 6 brigands. Meaning these the senses, 5 senses and the mind. 6. Senses cannot function without the mind. I can look at you. If my mind is thinking something else, I will not see. The sound is entering into my eardrum, but if my mind is engaged somewhere, I will not see, hear. So the 5 organs of knowledge headed by an extremely evil-minded leader who is the boss. Mind bosses everything, no? Mind goes, say, go there, I like this. Then the leg moves. The hand grabs. It comes from brain, we call, but it is called mind, no? In the West, we call mind. In the East, we call mind. But here is the mind. So anyhow, it is the mind dictates. So the corrupted intellect, it is the mind means intellect, understanding. Wrong understanding is corrupted. Right understanding which leads us to perfect peace. So this corrupted intellect guides the senses, all the 5 senses. So 6, they all attack these travelers. We are all travelers in the journey of life. That lone traveler going there, the 6 robbers, it's 5 organs are functioning with the corresponding objects. Eyes are seeing the beauty, ears are hearing something sweet, tongue is tasting some good food. Like that, all the organs are functioning this way, guided by the mind. And they attack these travelers and rob them of their possessions. When we get engrossed into anything of the sensate universe, we forget that we are divine, we are pure, we are free soul. We become a slave of the object. We run, and we sacrifice our freedom, sacrifice our everything for getting that object. And when we get that time, we feel that, is it the way I wanted? Rabindranath Tagore has a song, no? Jaha chai, taha bhul kore chai. Jaha pai, taha chai na. What I want, jaha chai, I want this. When I say, actually, I don't mean that. I want joy. But I thought I'll get joy through this. And after expecting, when I get something, and then I see, oh, I didn't want it. So, suppose someone is searching for a good job, and with much effort got a good offer. And when the offer is given, and then suppose the job, the co-worker is very bad, or the manager is very tough. And then you say, Are, did I want this? I wanted a better job. But is this thing I want? If we analyze in our life, every time we'll see, did I want this? Is this my expectation? Was it that I wanted to be like this? So this is the plan and pattern of the world. So he says there are these are the five, and guided by the evil mind, the corrupted intellect, they attack these travelers and steal away or rob away of their possessions. What are the possessions? Freedom. We are all free. Spiritually, we are all free souls, no? We are eternally be, not controlled by anything, but we are the ever free soul, Atman. But that freedom is stolen. My peace is stolen. So they steal away by this way in the form of having something what I expected, but when they drive me into the world and take away my resources. There are jackals now in the jungle. So the example is jungle example. And then in the jungle, there are jackals in it, which are often carry away the heedless travelers as wolves snatch away their kinds. So they take away our possessions and good qualities. They travel there, these travelers, as the jivas, individual soul in the path of life. As we look at our life, we look back our life, how our lives, days are passed, how it is instead of joy, in search of joy, how much joy we get in all through our life, and how much suffering and pain and trouble happened in life. No, everyone's life. These are all experience. Experience. Why? To say there is no joy here. You are searching in the wrong place. You have to search in somewhere else. Or that means in God. So that process is different, but the way you are searching joy is not the way. So they are troubled there by paths of impenetrable, and they're the paths impenetrable. They go into the jungle and find no way out. In our life, it happens. Where shall I go? We become helpless, no? As if I cannot penetrate more into the path of this life. The samsara jungle, entering into it, and our path becomes blocked as it is. Because of these thick growth creepers and grass, and by the attack of fierce forest flies and mosquitoes. In a jungle, if you go, your path is blocked, mosquitoes and creepers, you cannot penetrate through, you cannot go find a road. Even a helplessness, giving an idea. If I match in our life and think of the past, how many troubles we go through, this will match with the expression what Bhagavat is talking to the Bharata and the great Gyan Noir of truth. Here and there they see castles in the air. Suddenly they say, oh, there is a beautiful light and this and that in our life's journey. And we feel ha 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 ha, ha and go into it. Huh? And then after going there, oh my God, why did I? It is castle in the air. It is not real castle. A very good description. Bhagavat is a book. So much is inside, but it's talking about so much of renunciation. Mainly what they're talking about, green picture of life. Other people will say, nah, it is too much you are describing. Life is not that bad. It may be little bad, but it's not that you are making a horrible picture of our day-to-day life. No? Anyhow, they see the castles in the air and the light emitted by evil spirits that fly like meteors. With the mind naturally set on house, property, wealth, etc., the jiva wanders in the forest of samsara. Our mind being focused, identified with the building, house, landed property, wealth, everything. becomes a subject of our attention, and that takes our real attention, who we are. So that this experience gives us the point that there is your search is wrong. God is everywhere. That you have to put Ramakrishna's example. You are not putting one behind the zero. You are only putting zeros. I love the house. You love the house, and house will be leaking. Then you feel the trouble. You love the anything beauty. Beauty goes away. Then you cry. Whatever your money bank balance reduces, you feel sorry. Everything Vairagya Satakam. 100 couplets of renunciation. Bhartrihari, King Bhart, that was also written by King, one king, Bhartrihari. So wherever you find something, joy, but followed by suffering. But it is not that it is suffering. Every world is permeated with God. But that's the eye to put God first. They are putting the cart before the horse. Only a house is bad, but if God's house is good. It's God's house. This house is God's house. That's different than that of who purchased my house and anything happens to the house, we get so much involved because we are identified there. But when he says God's house, then you become caretaker. You become very free soul. Okay, I'll take care. I'll have to take care because Lord's house. I will take care much perfect in a perfected way because it belongs to God. My thing I can keep anyway, but it's Lord's thing I cannot do that. That's why shrine room, every shrine you go, there may be dirty here and there. But at the temple inside that shrine place is very, very good because it's Lord's place. So Lord's bed, Lord's room, Lord's eating, Lord's food, best food, bhogam. You prepare your meal, okay there. But no, I'm preparing bhogam. It's for God. No? See, everything connected with God gives a different concept and freedom, purity, detachment. So sometimes the jiva wanders in the forest of samsara. Sometimes when the winds raise the dust and blinds his eyes, it is not possible for him to see the directions, filled as they are with thick clouds of dust. eh? So when the wind of dust comes, it covers our vision. So in this life's journey, so many wind comes, dusty wind, and it stops our vision, right vision. Distressed by the ear-piercing sound of crickets in the forest, and day and night crickets are making the noise. No, it is one day is good. Those who go from this town, oh, what a natural thing! Ha ha. But you stay 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, then you will see, my God, a cricket all the time making its noise. So crickets, and frightened by the ominous hoots of owls, he goes and takes shelter, hungry and forlorn, under some poisonous tree. No? He tries to take some food, good food, what to get, and troubled by the environment. This environment is bad. These people are good. They are always not non-spiritual. These that I want to run somewhere, and tries to take a shelter in a tree. And that tree, to quench the thirst, he wanted to drink. He goes after some mirage in the desert. Huh? It is desert, but it looks like the water. No, so it is a optical illusion. But and I ran to drink that water. And after going so much exhausted, and no water. I was thirsty. I make the thirsty double, or twice or thrice, 3 times, and went there and could not find water at all. That's this very green picture, as I said at the beginning. Giving this to really think. It is this idea is that giving us the thought to think what we are every day aspiring for. Individual jiva, what we are searching for, and what we are gaining. Then how to turn back. That will be the advice. Sometimes he falls into the dried up rivers without any water. Sometimes, for want of food, he has to beg of relatives, go to the friends and relatives. Relatives are good relatives, but when you are in trouble, your own relative will turn like that. Not only turn like that, they can give you a good lesson that time. Your good relative will make you feel how good you are and how good they are. Rather, you get a good help at that odd hours from outside people, but your relatives will be the most difficult people who will really create trouble for much more, to destroy your peace much more. So sometimes for want of food, he has to beg of relatives. See, Swami Vivekananda is an example, practical example. He was such a rich person, born in such a family, most elegant society. His father is a big, rich person. Such a big house. You go and see their home in Calcutta. One block, two blocks. One building is more than a block, no? And multiple, three, 4 stories building. And wealth, prosperity, sir. And father died, and the relatives, hey, your father took so much loan from me. He earns so much. He gives charity to everyone. He took loan from you. No, he took. So they sued and filed in the court case. And actually, Swami Vivekananda, the young Naren, had to leave the home. They make them homeless. Where to go? They don't know. Grandmom's house was there. Mother, he was the elder brother with his 2 younger brother. Huh? All moved into the as a grandma's house. And grandma has no so much money to support only the room they could get managed to stay. And all these friends left. He's drinking the faucet water, whole day, no food. Baba. And before that, Noren is going. 10 chelas will be around. Hey, Noren, will you sing a song? Ha ha ha. Noren says something. Everyone is uplifted. Oh ma, pampering. Huh? And now no one asks, hey, Noren, I see that your face is very dark. Have you eaten anything today? No one asks. So this is the condition. It's giving a not really a created picture, but it is the reality of life. It happens like that. So you get the greatest blow from the people whom you love. So sometimes he's scorched in forest fires. Sometimes Jakshas squeeze out his vital energy, as it were. Sometimes he is put to great sorrow because of powerful men robbing away his wealth. Sometimes he faints owing to intense sorrow and infatuation. Sometimes he enters into a castle in the air and for a short time enjoys his imaginary bliss. No? And there is life. Intermittently, there some little happiness comes. People forget that suffering for some days. Again gets a blow. Again we get the suffering. This is the way. Sometimes in attempting to surmount inaccessible mountains, he is frustrated by his feet getting lacerated by stones and thorns, and he sinks into the depths of disappointment. No? I cannot walk anymore. No? The barefoot, it gets torn and bleeding. No? So life's journey sometimes means I cannot, oh Lord, I cannot walk anymore. No? That type of frustration comes. Often the householder falls foul on his wife and others in the family when food is not supplied in time and he is tormented by hunger. Now and then, caught in the grip of python of sleep in a forest, he remains as if he is a dead body. Often blinded by desire, he falls into the dark pit of infatuation, wherein he is bitten by the fierce serpent of evil men. Sometimes, in quest of the degrading sweet of forbidden sex, he comes into conflict with his custodian bees, and even if he attempts to eat by dint of great efforts, it's soon snatched away by more powerful people, and from them by still others yet more powerful. So it is a power grabbing, finding joy How one tries to do that, another powerful person comes, he grabs his power. Like that, it is all the struggle of power in the world of duality. Sometimes he is unable to protect himself against life's distressing circumstances of cold, heat, storm, and rain. No? Flood comes. What will you do? Storm comes. What shall you do? It sometimes people face, no? The people in Ukraine, they are perfectly okay, good gentlemen. Suddenly they start bombing and this and that. What happened? What is the distress? They have to come in quickly as much as they can in first train, this train, that train, but who could not? So this is the life's tragedy. Sometimes in questions of exchange of wealth and commodities, he comes into conflict with others, often reduced to poverty by loss in business. He may not be able to provide himself with house, furniture, and vehicles. That we understand. The last several years, we see the economy of the America. Their good job, has a good job, good house, and then suddenly job gone. Then how to maintain the house? You cannot. You have no earning. So people give away their house. They could not pay the mortgage, no, and then giving up the house. Why do I have to leave? Yes, not sufficient. Now no earning now, and suddenly he falls into this. I have seen many people in the car, and then it's not. He has not done anything wrong. He is a good person. He is working, and suddenly job is there. And then the misery starts, no? He is in the car, and the mercy of others, where to take a shelter, where to take a shower, where to use your bathroom, where to get a food, no? So these things happen in life. So life is Vijay. He may not be able to provide himself with a house. Sometimes it's that. With the furniture or the vehicle. He then looks with eager eyes at others' possessions and begs for help only to receive insults from them. When you are not in a good monetary position, no one will look at you. They may love one day to give a plate of food, second day, don't come here, third day, with a rod in your hand, fourth day, lock the door. No, this is reality. We also feel here, no, really, when people come homeless, no, we try to help, but these are very limited. If you give one day, then naturally they feel it is a good place. They come second day, third day. What can he do? Can he provide a room? No, we have no, and we are not organized like that. But it is not out of our grudge or anything, but it's a reality. The person is getting the same behavior from us. I am not the boss and lord of the house, but this is meant for certain purpose. But we cannot help. There's, and some people may have some resources, but how long? He can maintain 1 month, 2 months, even 1 year, 2 years. Then what happens? Whoever is there, no one is so. No one is to look after you. So this is very hard reality of samsara. That's a jungle of samsara. So to make your own way out, that is the lesson. Be strong, be dependent, self-reliant, have good money, good earning. That's why that's Vivekananda said. The spirituality is not for worthless people. No? There is a there is this common statement, jokingly they say, this boy is not fit for going to school. He does not have any mind to earn money, and he's not successful in this, not successful in this. So Swami, make him a monk. It is not so. That's why spirituality should be only foundation of strong ground of your financial support, your health support, and all this. Very important point. The unrealistic point of thinking, I am a monk. No, your mind is not prepared to have that. You have to go to this first, establish yourself in life. You have your bank account, you have your house, you have your car, and that's why I suggest anyone who wants to say, earn so much money that you can live your whole life without any further. And then you are free. You live in your, becoming, wherever you live yourself. No. Don't look at anyone in the world. Yes, it's a dangerous world. So long you have something, people will praise and clap your hands. When you have nothing, then you feel the insult from others, looking down upon you in a different way. So this is samsara. Meaning, what is this samsara? It is not for any particular person. It happens for everyone. Everyone's life it happens. If he is fallen into some difficulty. Often reduced to poverty by loss in business, he may not be able to provide himself with these houses, etc. He then looks with eager eye and others' possessions and begs for help only to receive insults from them. Though quarreling and inimical terms, though quarreling and on inimical terms with others in money matters, he compromises when worldly relationships like marriage becomes necessary. Thus engrossed in the path of worldly life with its difficulties, loss of wealth, antagonism, etc., they are reduced ultimately to a dazed state in which one is as good as dead. So the person loses his self-esteem and feels that I'm lost in the world. No? It becomes almost dead. That's why nowadays he goes to depression. Many people suffer from mental depression. They're not bad, but under circumstances, they have lost their own sanity and no support from society or no support from friends, no support from anyone to look after. So they go down and their mental state becomes a degraded situation. Now, verse number 14. O king, again the Bharata is talking to the king Rahuguna. So he's addressing, O king Rahuguna. In this company of travelers, whoever dies in the course of travel, in the jiva, as we are travelers, we are all traveling. Whoever dies in the course of travel, they leave them there. In our journey, we are all moving in the society, no? We are, say, you go to a school, how many friends together? You are growing with them together. You are moving on in your life. But if someone falls sick and they die, but we cry one day, say he's a good friend and this and that, and then move on, forget. Who died, who cares for that? Reality. We are maybe sympathetic, very good friend, this, that, you show in sympathy, assembling together, making a memorial meeting and this and that. But afterwards, you accept that. It's okay, dead is dead. Don't look back. Who is dead, let him. Like a military marching. When the marching goes on, they move on. Okay. So Dhira, okay. Have a safe trip. So whoever dies in the journey, military, they don't look back that time. They will have to go and fight and shoot. Who is dead? He is dead. Someone will take care if they can, otherwise leave him. So we march on in our life. This is the way we go on. And whoever is a newly born, suppose in the journey, a baby is born, what will happen? We carry that baby in the journey to make him go through this suffering again. They take him and proceed with their endless journey. And the children are taken into the journey till they grow a little, walking, and a little they can take care of themselves. Then you are to yourself, move. None of them have till this day come back to the place they started from, nor are they able to reach their goal beyond the frontiers of the forest. On the other hand, they go round and round aimlessly. This is the way we are traveling in our life like that, aimlessly. We do not know where we are going. Judai te chai কোথায় জুড়াই, কোথা হতে আসি, কোথা ভেসে যায় জুড়াই. Swami Vivekananda sang this song to Thakur Ramakrishna first day. That was the song. Judai. I want to get consoled. Where shall I find this peace? Kothai Judai. Kotha hote asi. Where do I come from? Kotha bhese jai. I'm floating in the life's journey. To where? Where do I go? Bare, bare, asi. Again and again I'm coming back and round of births and deaths. Koto hashi, how much I shed tears, how much I weep and cry, how much I smile sometimes like a madcap. Is there no end of it? That is the song, no? Thakur went to Samadhi. That song first. So this is the life's journey. It is to be thought seriously. We are all in the journey. We do not have to stop the journey. But how to get out of this journey in our own freedom, not in the bondage, again the cycle of bondage. The brave king who take pride in conquering all the surrounding country, making territory the bone of contention, cultivate animosity among themselves, fight and die on the battlefield. They do not reach the goal which holy men who have abandoned hatred and cruelty attain. A king with all power can trample on others, can conquer another country, enrich his kingdom, expand the kingdom, all this. But still he remains the imperfect. But a holy man, they have found some road, path. So they even die in the field of battle or they become the great emperor. But they do not reach the goal which holy men who have abandoned hatred and cruelty attain. He is going to the hatred and cruelty to conquer another country, innocent country, attacking them and winning their by military force and then conquering them. But he dies. He will die. He does not reach that perfection. But a holy man, abandoning other things, he attains to that peace and perfection. Sometimes they are supported wholly by the creepers of women's arms, and they delight in and are bound by the chirping of the fledglings of babies in their cluster of creepers. Sometimes, on being frightened by the lions of death, they take shelter with the treacherous cranes, kites, and vultures of atheistic philosophers. Yeah? Some philosophers whose mind soars in high, they try to keep their mind in some philosophical ideas and accept things they to justify their act. Disappointed with them, they resort to the swans of holy men. So here now is coming in the bhakti. This is the situation of the world. That is our life, it goes on. And we are in the middle of this journey. What is the way out? Follow the path of the holy men. And holy people, association of the holy is extremely beneficial. And so seek for that holiness. So it says, disappointed with them, they resort to the swan of holy men. Hangsa, Paramahansa. We call Ramakrishna Hangsa, Paramahansa. Swan, supreme swan. That means they live in the world. Swan means what? Swan lives in the water, but water does not stick. Ramakrishna lived in the world, but the waters, the suffering, what we are reading now, it didn't get stuck. So being in the water, being in the world, but not of the world. That type of people. But as they find their company disagreeable, they go in the company of monkeys, of vulgar men. Some people will not like the holy people. And they go to another people. They are actually like monkeys, means they are jumping. So, delighting in the sportive enjoyments, characteristics of monkeys, they spend time thoughtlessly looking at each other's faces, oblivious even of the threatening death. Death is approaching, they have no time, Ramakrishna said. These old people, they are using their times playing the cards. Huh? The old people naturally spend some time with that type of enjoyment. He said, Hari, this is the time to call on God. You do not know how many days you are in the earth. The death may call tomorrow. Next morning you may not be there. But he's happy with playing the card and other things. For those people who are serious about life. But Ramakrishna is not saying the world goes on in different ways. But those who have understood this, they should not use thoughtlessly what he said. They spend time thoughtlessly looking at each other's faces, oblivious even of threatening death, delighting in the bowery tree of home, caught up in the family affection, surfeited with enjoyments, unable in any way to release themselves from the entanglements. They fall down one day due to the heedlessness from the tree into a mountain ravine where they hang precariously on creepers of fatal ailment, shivering from the sight of elephant, the forms of death roaming about. So, not thinking properly about life, not thinking about the goal of life, not dedicating their life for a greater purpose, they live like this and they confess the death again and again. O king, if for the time being they are freed from danger, they go again to the caravan of marching people. It happens, no? This is called Markato Boirago. Two types of renunciation. The momentary renunciation that happens to everyone when someone of our near and dear leaves us, we feel so much sorrow, life becomes meaningless, and really the world becomes distasteful. But that does not stay. After a few days, when the situation changes and you forget that sorrow and suffering, then you again live the same life, old life. No. So that's why he says they, for time being, they are freed from danger. If there is no danger, they go again to the caravan of marching people. Being set on this road of samsara by the Lord's Maya, beyond wandering about in that path, man does not know the Supreme Being, who is the ultimate meaning of all these experiences. People don't know the goal of life is to reach that self, their ultimate truth. O Rahuguna, you too have been put on this path. Therefore, abandoning oppression of all creatures, practicing universal love, eschewing all worldly attachment, take up the sword of knowledge, jnana, sharpened by the worship of Lord Srihari, and go beyond this path. So it says that you advise to Rahuguna, saying so many things, is that, oh Rahuguna, you do this few points. What? Abandoning oppression of, don't hurt anyone. You are a king. You need not have to expand your kingdom too much by aggressively attacking another country and bringing them into oppression. Practicing universal love, rather live peacefully and make everyone peaceful. Eschewing all worldly attachment, live in the world as a child of God. Enjoy everything as you are a child of God. Everything belongs to God. God has brought in your life whatever joy, whatever thing. So, in that way, not as the worldly person does, forgetting God. As again, we started with the zero question. Ramakrishna said, if you wipe out one and the whole life becomes zeros, what I gain? I get a degree. What does it mean? I'll have to keep this PhD doctorate paper here and run away. I cannot take it. I make some bank balance will remain here. I will have to go alone. So this is the way to understand that all this eschewing the worldly attachment. Money should be there. I should have to have survival thing, but it belongs to the Lord. I am the custodian of the bank account. So being one behind the zero, then it is $10, $100, $1,000, million, billion, trillion, zillion. It increases. As much one zero you put, it becomes more valuable. But wipe out one and put 100 zeros. What is the meaning of 100 zeros. It's all zero. So this is our life. So this is the instruction. O King Rahuguna, put God behind your action. Try to go to the holy people, enrich your spiritual life, and be peaceful. Okay, so we end here today. Verse number 20 we ended. Okay, we'll start 21 next day. So next will be we'll be meeting in the 7:30 class for our Seta Setara Upanishad. We have just started the other day. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Om Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Sri Ram Krishna. Yes?
Why did we finish my question yesterday? Why did we finish? Where did we finish?
What do you say? I don't get. You want the verse number? We ended at 20. 5:20.
But Girish, before he drinks the wine, he'll say, he was told to